Hello, I'm here and getting ready to eat some liver, which I'm sure is big news in the world. But some people are curious about this. I got this grass-fed liver from a small farm lady a bit north of Dayton in Ohio, and I also got some raw butter. And it's cut up so nicely. I mean, maybe not symmetrically, but the cuts are straight because it is just now beginning to thaw out. And I find if you're going to cut liver, unless you have a really sharp knife, the best time to be cutting it is when it's frozen or when it's just starting to unfreeze here. So, I'm not going to lie, liver's a bit intense. The first time I tried to have beef liver raw, I almost fainted. It was like well, I can't say 1 or 2 weeks, but it was a few weeks into, no, more like a month. Probably a month or a little over a month into it. And I felt kind of high, felt kind of weird, but I lived. And sometimes when I eat liver, I feel a bit achy too, but usually after a few days after that, I feel much better than I did before I ate it. So I think sometimes it's when I get nutrient deplete that getting a lot of nutrients back in your body, you might feel a bit like, oh, because your body's repairing where maybe it didn't have the resources to. And I think if I had a good local source of liver available to me all the time, which I do, but I mean if I could actually get there, because I work a lot, I would probably just have a little bit every day or every few days instead of just trying to have a big old pile. But so I don't know how much I'll get through. But this is how it is now, and I feel like I just need to restore some balance of nutrients in my body. And I'm not sure how much of this butter I'm going to be able to use. It's still kind of frozen too. Yeah, it's just something intense about that flavor. It kind of hits you. Chicken liver I can eat without doing too much with my face, but beef liver, I won't lie, it's a bit much. And sometimes it's the actual liver. If the liver's not good at all, I'll take like a bite or two of it like I just did, and that'll be it. Better tasting liver, I can eat a bit more of. But I think that's kind of how it should be in a way, because, well, if you think about an animal, there's only so much liver in an animal compared to the rest of it, and it's so nutritionally dense. Yeah, this isn't the best liver, but it's not the worst either. Something else too, It's like an initial shock, but once you get a few bites in, your mind's kind of in the game, so to speak. I'm not really going to advocate for butter, but I just noticed that raw butter agrees with me better. I'm still kind of, I won't say on the fence, because I do think it's non-ideal. I think just pure animal fat's better. But, you know, I like it pretty well, the butter. There's some folks that say that you'll OD if you eat a lot of liver. And I'm just not sure if I buy that. Like, I don't know of any cases of that actually happening. Now, I could see if it's some type of synthetic vitamin A, that might be a problem. Or maybe if you ate like liver pate for a living, I don't know. But I'm just not too worried about getting a vitamin A overdose. But speaking of nutrients, you know, it's been about 8 minutes so far. And I probably just got, I don't know, an insane amount of nutrients, really. Like, I'm not a fan of vitamins or anything, but I just think of liver as a vitamin. Now, under normal circumstances, I would say that's probably about enough. But the thing is, right now, I'm waiting on a load in my truck. You know, I have a little time off, and you know, point being is like I don't have a freezer, I have a cooler, and it's cool outside. But I don't have a freezer, so I'm kind of gonna try to eat what I can, if you know what I mean. But I do feel strangely satisfied right now. And I noticed something about the taste of liver. I noticed with the grass-fed, it's like less gutty or something, if that makes sense. Less like, a little bit less punch in your face. I don't know. It seems more balanced, if that makes any sense. Like, I almost want to say more mild, but I'm not going to really put mild on beef liver. I mean, chicken liver, that's pretty mild, but I wouldn't say beef is mild. But just something a little wholesome or well-rounded about it. I have to say I'm pretty selective with that, the liver. If I go to a store, if I'm really desperate, I might get something that's supposedly organic, but you never know. But most of the times when I try that, it's like half of it's just terrible. Maybe I eat a quarter of it, you know, if it's a thing of chicken livers, because, you know, you go by taste with things like this. And there's just something, once you get kind of past the irony, bloody taste, there's something a bit almost sweet, well balanced about good liver. Hope I didn't drop anything. I'll have to check a bit thoroughly later. Well, now this butter's de-thawing a bit more. One thing I like about liver, it kind of gives me a bit of a kick in my chest. I mean, not physically, but it just makes me feel like I have a little bit more power. And, I don't know, you know, I'll take that. The thing about this butter, I don't know if it's like this for all raw butter, maybe you have some experiences, but how do I say it? It's like, I'm gonna say less creamy, not because it's actually less creamy, because people usually associate creaminess with like a mouth sensation or something, because it's like that in the mouth, but I just mean like when I'm picking through it or whatever, it's almost more like a cheese in a way. Now, I don't know if that's just this lady's churning or the type of milk, because that varies, or if it's just how it kind of is. But I'm not too picky. I mean, I enjoy it. It has almost like a bit of a tang to it. You could say almost a sourness, which my very first try I was a bit put off by it, but it actually is just like a nice flavor you kind of want after a while. Well, like 2 days for me. The first 2 days, I was going, yeah, but then it got a bit better. Now I think the flavor's pretty good. I like enjoy it more than whatever, Icelandic butter or whatever fancy butter you can find. But yeah, I think butter is somewhere in the middle. Like, I feel like it's probably like the least healthy thing I do, but much rather have butter over coconut oil or some nuts or something. See, now I'm getting towards the end of this little, oh shoot. I need to wipe that down. But I tell you, after a while, you get less scared about like germs and stuff because you just eat and you don't like fall over and die and stuff. So, but yeah, for smelliness sake, I'll have to wipe that out. But I was gonna say with the liver, like the worst thing, like if you're gonna try to eat the liver, I had to say that you have to try to avoid the membranes in the meat because if you get chewing on that, it'll freak you out. It freaked me out for a long while, where I just like that. Ah. But now I can handle it if I do it, if I get something in my mouth. But I just don't particularly like it, to be honest. So I kind of tried to cut around the edge because that's where like one barrier is. And then, there's some little pieces that I just saw that were gonna feel funky in my mouth when I left. Alright, well, to be honest, I'm probably not going to eat the rest of this stuff. I'm not sure. I'll try to show you. If you can see some of this funkiness. For example, that. So right there, that might be a bit funny in there and there. Just kind of edge. So I'm probably not going to flirt with that too much. Maybe I'll eat that. Looks good. Maybe that piece. Yeah, after a while your meat eyes get a bit better. That's just going to be a little weird, but whatever. I'll probably leave it at that. Yes, I'm wasting a bit. It's true. I'm very unfortunate, but I'm also at that point where I'm like, sometimes a lion kills something and leaves some behind. And eating that much liver, I do feel like almost a little bit buzzed. It's been a few weeks since I had any. And it's almost like a little bit mentally too. It's like just a little bit of more action going on up there. Maybe I'm getting certain minerals up into my brain or something. Or maybe it's just a bacterial thing. I'm not exactly quite sure. But I do have more of a reaction when I eat the liver than when I do other things. So I don't know how much liver that is. I feel like the thing might have been about a pound or 0.8 of a pound. So that original thing is probably 0.4 of a pound, maybe half a pound, but probably not. But I don't know. And I have a fair portion left over here. Maybe a third. Trying to picture this. Yeah, less than a half. Maybe not as little as a third left. Not that that one's like sliced up like that. But here. Point being, I probably ate. Well, shoot, that's the wrong way. I hope I wasn't doing it the wrong way earlier. When I was talking about these edges, you can see what I'm talking about now. But yeah, you know, probably ate a quarter of a pound or a third of a pound, maybe a little more, of the liver there. So anyway, I don't know if that was interesting to anyone out there. I'm probably going to eat a little bit more fat and just kind of take it easy, see how my stomach feels, and then, you know, maybe I'll eat something else. But I feel like I'm not going to eat anything else that's going to be as nutritious, so I might just let my belly kind of tackle that, and if I'm hungry, you know, I'll eat a little bit more or something. But I feel like let it have its initial knockdown, if you will. That bite of the acid. Okay, well, anyway, have a good one. Bye.